In order to. The meaning of this is that it's a reason, a goal, or a motivation. Examples. Number 1, in order to learn, comma, I watched the video, period. Number 2, I watched the video in order to learn. When you look at these two, when you begin with in order to, you have to use the comma. When it's in the middle, there is no comma. Let's do it together. Blank in order to blank. I watched the video in order to learn. In order to learn, comma, I watched the video. In the comments, go ahead and do it yourself. In order to blank, comma, I blah, 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 blah. And then I blah, 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 in order to blah, blah, blah. Examples. 1, I went to the store in order to buy food for Harry. 2, Harry came into the room in order to bark at me. 3, we took a walk in order to let Harry play with Disco. 4, we stayed home in order to play with Harry. More examples. 5, in order to buy food for Harry, I went to the store. 6, in order to bark at me, comma, Harry came into the room. 7, in order to let Harry play with Disco, comma, we took a walk. 8, in order to play with Harry, comma, we stayed home. Again, words play and move around in order to. So where are you going to put in order to? My dog sits on me to warm up. We know that this is the goal, right? And what he does, the action, is he sits on me. Now to warm up, when I begin with the phrase, I need a comma. My dog sits on me. Okay, so if I begin with the infinitive phrase, I need that comma, and then I have my sentence right here. Now we're going to add in order to. In order to warm up, comma, my dog sits on me. My dog sits on me in order to warm up. So I watched the video in order to develop my knowledge of genetics. And then in order to develop my knowledge of genetics, I watched the video. This is for you. So you get to stop the video, start working on making your own sentences, adding a phrase after in order to, and then here, making your very own all the way through. If you see the red, it needs to be in order to, and the infinitive phrase, comma, main sentence. The gray, it needs to be the sentence, and then here, the infinitive phrase. Okay? We're really going to work on a sentence focus. When we do this sentence, to plus the verb is always going to be the goal. The action is going to be who did what. And here you're going to see this on every slide. The purpose or the goal, here are some synonyms for that: reason, goal, motivation. These words are all going to be used to describe the goal. So we're going to start with an introduction, infinite phase overview, and meaning, infinite phrase, and in order to. When you see this icon, you know that we're working, these two slides are to help us understand. Next, we're going to work on some grammar. Let's get tense, analyzing sentences. Grammar is what gives you the tools to talk about sentences and understand how they work. So just going to do some light grammar. These three are to move you into making your own sentences and really making this yours. So ultimately, the goal is that you acquire this language and are able to use it and integrate it into your work. Editing works. So notice that to develop my understanding of how gene editing works is the why and the reason. So you're going to look here, reason, goal, motivation. It's this part of the sentence. It's the goal. What was done in the sentence was I watched the video. Let's go ahead and you try. So you're going to click right here. You're going to click right here and it's going to take you here. So you're going to work on this. I went to the store to finish the sentence. Finish all these sentences with goals and reasons that describe why the action was done. Okay, so you can pause the video, work on this, and then come, scroll down, do it, make your sentences right here. Go ahead and stop the video, work on it, and when you're ready, come back for the remainder of the lesson. We just have 3 more slides. Right here we have, why did you watch that video? I watched the video to develop my understanding of how gene editing works. Read the dialogue above aloud. We just did that. Notice that the question is repeated in the answer and the explanation, which is the why, is in the to plus the infinitive. Okay, so here we have to plus the infinitive. That's going to be the goal in the sentence. And the other part, the I watched the video, that's going to be the action. So let's say that you're going to look at this sentence again and say, to develop right here, that introduces a purpose or goal. So let's go ahead and look at these sentences down here, and let's go ahead and you fill them out. I went to the store to. You can read the rest and get going. Pause the video right here, and it's your turn to practice. So click here, and there you are. Right here in your doc, go ahead and do that piece right there. Because why does he sit on me? What's the goal? He wants to get warm. What is his action? He sits on me. Okay. In order to develop my knowledge of genetics, I watched the video. So in order to is always going to be there with the goal. So the goal is to develop my knowledge, and the action, I watched the video. In order to teach online, I learned online programs. What's the goal? Teach online. What's the action? Learning online programs. All right. So let's work on getting that knowledge of sentences and getting all those grammar tools in so we can work on that. I watched the video to develop my understanding of genomes. What you need to know, the primary verb is watched, right there. The primary verb, it's in the past tense because it has the ed, and it's watched. The infinitive phrase is to develop my understanding of genomes. The subject of the sentence is I, and the object of the sentence is the video. Okay. Now you get to do this. You try. They stayed home to save the world from viral infections. So let's see. You just click